If we still have time, we might still get by. Every time I think about it, I wanna cry. With the bombs and the devil, the kids keep coming. No way to breathe easy, no time to be young. That I was doing all right. There's nothing left to do at night but to go crazy on you. Crazy on you. Gonna go crazy, crazy on you. Crazy on you. You, fuck you. Wild man's world is crying in pain. What you gonna do when everybody's insane? So afraid of one who's so afraid of you. What you gonna do? Crazy on you! Gonna go crazy, crazy on you! Gonna go crazy, crazy on you! Crazy on you! Crazy on you! Crazy on all of you, on all everybody here tonight during the course of the evening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We got a couple songs here, then we got about 150 jokes. Thanks for coming out. Hopes were high as the sky. Once a dream was easy to buy. Soon his eager fingers were burned. So life's slowly lessons were learned. Say we got it made. Don't they know we're so afraid? Isolation. The world is just a little town. Everybody trying to put us down. Come on, everyone, join me. This is Yeah, and of course, Major Entertainer, give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
We got a few gags here for you all. Why did the compassionate nurse smother her patient to death with a pillow? Well, because she found out he was in dire straits. Of course, the band. Very, very bad music. What was it that the Grateful Dead were so grateful for? Well, that all these bucks, teenage hippie chicks would have sex with them even though they were clearly mentally retarded. Why was it always so hot on stage at a Grateful Dead concert? Well, because none of their fans worked. What is Corey Feldman? Do we have any Corey Feldman ads here tonight? This guy knows. He's a big fan. What was Corey Feldman? Legendary Feldman. What was Corey Feldman's preferred brand of cat litter? Corey Haim. That was in the news. What did Larry Mullen Jr. say to Bono when he encountered him unexpectedly at an underground urine drinking club? You too? We get some other gags. During his 50 years, wow, can you believe it's been that long? During his 50 years in the spotlight, why did Eric Clapton, legendary guitarist Eric Clapton, why did Eric Clapton consistently produce music that was dreary and inept? Well, because he has a slow hand. All right. Have any birthdays? Is it your birthday, Bad Religion? No? Is it your birthday? Is it your birthday? How about instead of asking everyone if anyone will volunteer the information? If we have a birthday girl here? Are you for real? No, behind. When's your birthday? Are you kidding me? You know the odds are astronomical against that happening. It's your birthday today. How old are you? You don't have to answer that. Ladies, do not answer that. How about this? What day is it today? What's the date? August. No, that's right. That part of the story checks out. All right. If your story's for you, what hospital were you born in? Let's see if she can answer this one.
St. Charles Hospital in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, that's a real hospital. The story does check out. That's a good hospital. It's still good. It was good then, and it's good still today. Very, very good management. I've got a gift for you. It's not a gift card. It's not cash. And it's not a trinket. It's a joke. It's a birthday joke. It's a birthday-themed joke. This is a joke we're very, very proud of. And that's why I decided to give it to you, gift it to you tonight here in Las Vegas as my special birthday present to you to commemorate this wonderful once-in-a-lifetime occasion, a birthday. Here's the joke. What's your name?
Brandy.
Brandy. That's not a real name. What's the real name?
Whiskey.
Well, that's even less of a real name. All right, whatever the name, it doesn't matter for the joke. Here is the joke. What, Brandy, what? What is the only thing worse? The only thing worse than getting a parking ticket on your birthday? The only thing worse than getting a parking ticket on your birthday. Getting a Foo Fighters ticket on your birthday. Let's have a round of applause for Brandy. Oh boy. Foo Fighters just, I don't know if we have any Foo heads here tonight, but Foo Fighters just did a 3.5-hour concert in Chicago where you were born, maybe at the hospital. No, it was at the Metro. It was at the Metro nightclub. Did anyone read about this unexpected, unwanted Foo Fighters 3.5-hour? This isn't even a joke. I would actually go watch the Foo Fighters for 3.5 hours if they had nooses around their necks and were dangling from where they'd all hung themselves. There was 3.5 hours of that. I wouldn't leave just knowing they were all dead. Maybe not Pat. He seems okay, but the rest of them. Ugh. What else do we have here? Oh, God. Unbelievable. I thought this would be better in Las Vegas, but it's the same jokes. Hey, speaking of hanging, why is it totally legitimate, totally on the level, totally legitimate for comics to make jokes about the suicide, the hanging suicide of Lincoln Park vocalist Chester Bennington passed away recently? Why is it totally legitimate? All the comics are doing this, Carrot Top, everybody's doing these jokes. It's never right to make jokes about tragedy. It's always wrong. But why is it okay in this case, in this one isolated case, to make jokes at the expense of this young man whose music touched so many? Why is it okay to make Chester Bennington jokes? Why? Well, because in the end, it doesn't even matter. I mean, this is one of their biggest hits. Very, very funny joke. All right, let's go back in time a little bit. How many remember this one? Why did Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper all retire from the music industry in 1959? Why? Well, because their vocal cords were all damaged in an accident. Poor dead Chester Bennington. What an awful, that's so sad, isn't it? Somebody finally played him one of his records, even though they knew that might lead to this sort of occurrence. And this is after the other young guy who touched so many lives, Chris Cornell. Anybody a fan of his great music? Oh my God. We'll never forget those songs. They defined our generation, didn't they? So sad with the coroner when they took him away in the Ativan. more positive. Why did Johnny Depp? I mean, I have a lot of Depp freaks here tonight. I know I've got some Depp freaks. Why did Johnny Depp's wife divorce him? Oh, because Amber heard his music. Shit. What disease, weirdo? What disease? And Ben and Jerry, legendary. Legendary ice cream makers, Unilever employees. Ben and Jerry. What disease do these two hippie scum, Ben and Jerry? What disease did Ben and Jerry give to all the prostitutes in their hometown of Waterbury, Vermont? Diabetes! Bad religion, come on. Come on. I did a show with those guys. In Sydney, Australia, the Horton Pavilion. 3 acts, bad religion, no FX in my show. What an awful night that was. What a horrible night I had. What a horrible, horrible night. Real bad news. Nice guys, but bad music. Bad music. Truth in advertising, honestly. Bad music. Speaking of which, what is the worst thing? The worst thing about being sexually assaulted by a member of Foghat? Oh, it's probably not even an original member. Homer the Ghoulish. This guy, major entertainer. He knows all about ghouls, believe me. Who are the ghoulish? The ghastly, the horrific, the nightmarish, the archaic, horror characters depicted on the back cover of every single Iron Maiden album. The guys in Iron Maiden. Oh boy. Why did Ozzy Osbourne, disgraced Black Sabbath vocalist Ozzy Osbourne, why did Ozzy Osbourne bite the head off of a chicken? Why? Well, because his wife was a horrible cook. All right. A little background, everybody. Ozzy's wife, of course, is Mrs. Osbourne. And Mrs. Osbourne decided one Monday night she made a resolution for the week. She decided to make her family dinner instead of ordering in. And so Mrs. Osbourne, while the rest of them are passed out asleep, she got up early around 11 a.m. and went to the Bel Air Meat Market. How many folks here were born or raised or lived in Los Angeles, California? One back there. Right here. Over here. Thanks for coming out. Los Angeles, California. Well, of course, if you're from Los Angeles, you know that the Bel Air Meat Market is the best meat market in all of Los Angeles. Mrs. Osbourne lived 2.1 miles away from the Bel Air Meat Market. So she drove over there and she asked the butcher, I want the best cut of chicken that you have. And the butcher said, well, we have a very good chicken available. It comes from Bellingham, Washington. These are free-range chickens that are flown once a week, and the shipment just arrived this morning. This is very, very good chicken. However, Mrs. Osborne, these chickens at slaughter are frozen whole. They're frozen whole there in Bellingham. Immediately after slaughter, they're thrown into a freezer. They do not cut the heads or the feet off of these chickens at slaughter in Bellingham. They pluck the feathers out, that's all they do. And then they send them down there to Bel Air. Mrs. Osborne brought this frozen chicken home to the Osborne household. And using a recipe which you can find for yourselves on page 32 of the Osborne Family Cookbook, which you can get for 71 cents on Amazon.com. Using this family recipe, this is Ozzy's mother's fried chicken recipe, Mrs. Osborne decided to cook up fried chicken. She dropped this frozen chicken into the deep fryer immediately after breading it. Now, the recipe for Mrs. Osborne's fried chicken, if you don't know it already, if you don't have the book, is this. Cornflakes, 1 egg white, pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper, pinch of white pepper, pinch of MSG, wheat flour, quarter cup of water. That's the recipe. Mrs. Osborne overbreaded this chicken. She overbreaded it. There's no denying it. She overbreaded this chicken. So that by the time she plucked it out of the Osborne deep fryer, it didn't look like a chicken at all. It looked like a loaf of bread, like a giant gelatinous blob. And Mrs. Osborne, who we love so much, brought this frozen, this cooked, fried, deep fried over, cooked over breaded chicken into the dining room where Ozzy and the rest of the family were waiting. She brought it in on a silver platter. She put it in front of Ozzy and she handed him his favorite carving knife, the platinum carving knife that was given to him by Epic Records in 1982 to commemorate 2 million records sold. And then innocent Ozzy took this knife and cut what he believed, what he sincerely believed to be the breast of the chicken. Well, it wasn't the breast of the chicken at all, folks. We can reveal here for the very first time that Ozzy Osbourne, innocent Ozzy, inadvertently cut the neck and the head off of this chicken and then took a bite. Innocent Ozzy took a bite, believing it to be the breast. Well, it wasn't the breast at all. He inadvertently bit the head off of the chicken. To this day, Ozzy Osbourne has no idea what happened. And it wouldn't matter if he did know, because his brain was scrambled years ago from drug abuse. And his music reflects that. He is the worst. Okay, we've got a couple other gags here. Where are you going? That's where the action is. Why watch people's back? When you go see Carrot Top at the Luxor, they don't have these types of seats. You always get a front view of him, but not me. And I think our act stacks up to his, quite frankly. What? What was Osama bin Laden's first punishment upon arrival in hell? Roommates with Janis Joplin. Why did Gene Simmons, legendary Simmons, why did legendary legendary Kiss vocalist Gene Simmons add a sombrero to his on-stage costume. Complete desperation. You guys live in a real bubble here. This is fantasy land. This is how everyone wants to live, huh? Everybody wants all the good availability of this deep-fried food and these buffets. Everybody wishes they lived in a place with these buffets. I'll tell you, that's the dream. That's the dream. How many folks here had a buffet for dinner tonight? Yeah! All the locals eat them for every meal. That's just what you do. I know. I did my research. And you win too. All win every night. Everybody, raise your hand if you didn't pay your rent from gambling. You paid it another way. One guy, that's it. Two. Everyone else struck it rich. Everyone else is sitting in their stinking, ugly cities, huh? Working their rotten jobs, and all they'd have to do is move here. Put 3 quarters into a slot machine, huh? And take your winnings and go get one of these 50-cent buffets for dinner. Some champagne, 50-cent bottles of champagne. They sell them at every store on the strip. We're on the strip tonight. But Gene Simmons, on the other hand, legendary Simmons, wow. He lives in Bel Air. He lives back in Bel Air, where that meat market is that we discussed. Did you guys hear what Gene Simmons did on Christmas Eve last year? Anybody hear about this? No. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, the most holy of holidays. Everybody's favorite day of the year, or favorite night of the year. Gene Simmons, the legendary Kiss guitarist, summoned his limousine driver and asked to be taken immediately to Hollywood's legendary Sunset Strip. They arrived at the Sunset Strip. Mr. Simmons summoned the limo at about 10:30. They arrived at the Sunset Strip around 10:55. And then Gene Simmons stepped out of the limousine and walked behind a hardware store on the Sunset Strip. There's 2 of them. He walked behind one of them to a dumpster under which were sleeping 2 homeless street winos. At approximately 11:01 p.m., Gene Simmons, legendary Simmons, reached into his pocket, pulled out his wallet, and handed each of these 2 street winos $700 in cash. Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Folks, it's not that impressive. The 2 street winos were Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. These were their annual royalty payments. Why did stupid, ugly Kiss guitarist Gene Simmons, grotesque, diseased, repugnant, untalented, no talent at all, bad music, bad lyrics, ugly makeup. And that makeup, ladies and gentlemen, incidentally, that was all Mr. Simmons' idea. When Kiss originally formed, they had no makeup. They walked out on stage and everyone was pointing and laughing at the ugly guy with the guitar, Mr. Gene Simmons. And Gene vowed, "I'll never be humiliated again." And so he got a couple of books at the library and he came up with his makeup. He's a rat, one of the other guys is a cat, another one's a dog. Originally, he was going to come out in makeup, and the other guys weren't going to. They don't need makeup. But he made them do it, too, so no one would catch on that it was to mask his ugly face. His stupid, smug, ugly fucking face. That's why he made... The other guys are very handsome guys. Very, very handsome. But he made them wear the makeup, too. So no one would suspect. But I'll tell you, you can put all the makeup on your face. All the makeup in the world won't cover up the fact that you can't play music, that you're an inept musician, that you know about 2 or 3 notes on the guitar, and that your lyrics, there's no word in any of their songs that's longer than 5 letters. And there's no rhymes either. They can't even rhyme. It's just that bad. No one here can name a single Kiss song because they had no hits. It's all 3-year-olds, huh? 3-year-olds, they'd be just as happy watching Spider-Man sing as watching these old perverts up there shitting out this garbage music. But why did Gene Simmons, hell's own Simmons, why did Gene Simmons, no relation to the great Richard Simmons, no way, Richard Simmons sued him because he didn't want to be connected in any way to Gene. Gene Simmons, whose restaurant, Rock and Brew. They have one in Terminal 1, LAX. They just opened one in Terminal 4 as well. Do not fly Southwest Airlines. Because in Terminal 1, that's the only restaurant that's available. You gotta eat Gene Simmons Kiss fries. Gene Simmons' eye was made for dumping these fries into the trash for $14.95 a plate of these old twice reheated French fries. He buys them from Burger King. And then he dusts flour on them, plops them out on a plate. If you get a medium at Burger King for $1.49, he cuts that in half, dusts them with flour, and it's $14.95. Gene Simmons Rock and Brew. Southwest Airlines, Terminal 1 LX, do not fly. And now it's at Terminal 4, and I think that's American Airlines, I don't know. Don't do it. Fly into Burbank. Why did Gene Simmons, the repugnant, idiot vocalist, guitarist, 5 thumbs on each hand, his own family hates him. Stupid kids. Their IQ's is 1 or 2 points higher than his, so that's good. Things are getting better. And they don't play music as far as I'm aware. Why did Gene Simmons have original Kiss drummer Peter Criss? Peter Criss, the handsome one. Why did Gene Simmons have Peter Criss's anus sewn shut? Why? To prevent him from producing any unauthorized Kiss merchandise. What did stupid asshole Simmons whisper into the box of Gropey's ear while they were making love? That caused her to jump out of the bed and run to the nearest phone and dial 911 for help. What? He said, let's listen to my solo album now. Oh boy. How's this crowd compared to the Carrot Top crowd, honestly? Not as well dressed. You would actually come out in that old t-shirt?
Every night.
Every night?
Every night.
That's what I'm smelling every night? How about you get a new t-shirt for the show, huh? Or even better, don't come to the show with a winter hat on. It's August, my friend. No, it isn't. Well, then wear a nice suit and you'll be warm. You don't wear some cheap 99-cent Walgreens winter hat and some stinking shirt that no one can even read because the printing is so poor. Dress up. This is a nightclub. This is Main Street, Las Vegas. This is the best street. This is the major street. And all the other nightclubs here have a dress code. And this one failed to enforce it tonight. And that's why this night is going so poorly. All right, we have a couple other gags here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man, we have some merchandise. No, I'm not going to sing t-shirts for sale. We don't have t-shirts. We've got other records, even worse, even more defective than t-shirts. More room for error. What is the worst thing? This man is playing here in Las Vegas September 2nd and September 3rd. Do not miss this show. It's sensational. What is the worst thing? The worst thing about buying used toilets on Craigslist? Having to go over to Rob Schneider's house. Again, don't miss the show. Why doesn't Liza Minnelli put her empty vodka bottles into the recycling bin? Well, she's passed out, face down on the floor. It's not a priority. Liza will be at Caesar's Palace New Year's Eve. And it is a show you do need to see. What? What is the only thing worse? The only thing worse than Fred Durst's herpes? His music. Limp Bizkit will be here at the Beauty Bar September 17th. 2 shows, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's really something. What was Elvis Presley? Legendary Presley. What was Elvis Presley's worst ever release? The ejaculation containing Lisa Marie. What did disgraced rapper Tupac Shakur have in common with blockbuster motion picture Ocean's 13? Well, both of them were shot in Vegas. You guys should have known that. This is called pandering. This is regional local humor. Can I get one of these drinks? Some of the audience spilled my drink. Why did Carrot Top, a legendary Luxor performer, Las Vegas' own? He owns 2 houses here in town. Jacks off in both of them every day. Why did Carrot Top, weird, grotesque, monstrous? Are you his son? Come on. I hope not. No, you don't have the you're not. But why did Carrot Top, who we all, thank you so much, who we invited to the show, but he didn't come, but that's okay. We invited a lot of people, none of them came. Carrot Top, he should have come. Okay. Why did Carrot Top, legendary Top, why did Carrot Top refuse, absolutely refuse, the pleading requests from a topless Playboy playmate who was naked in the jacuzzi with him? Oh, because she was begging him to shoot himself in the head. Why did Chris Angel, Luxor Angel, Mind Freak Angel, why did Chris Angel absolutely insist that all the bananas used as props during his magic show had to be 100% certified organic? Well, because he didn't want pesticides in his ass. Which illegal substance? Illegal substance, anyone? This guy. Which illegal substance is most frequently slipped backstage? Cheech and Chong by audience members who have just seen their current show. Cyanide. Why did the farmer start a punk rock band? Well, because he was tired of hauling oats. Alright, we'll do something else. Folks, thanks again for coming out. We realize you actually do have options here in town. Other acts, Paul Rodriguez. What do you call the creatures? The creatures who were found growing in the pile of old potato chip wrappers and discarded G-strings behind Britney Spears' house. Her children. What is Britney Spears' favorite thing to put on her pizza? Her elbows. Why did Britney Spears toss a dozen buffalo chicken wings into the toilet bowl? Well, because she mistook it for her own open mouth. What is the most disgusting thing about eating sushi off of Britney Spears' chest? Well, the sushi probably came from Panda Express. We got a couple other gags. Hey, is that Kenny Rogers Roasters still here out on Sahara? We had so many great memories of eating there. Kenny Rogers, he had a chicken restaurant here in town. It's always something I never missed an opportunity to eat Kenny's food. Okay, we have a couple other gags. Hey, what do you call the grayish slime that is often found in the bathtubs at the Days Inn? The Marshall Tucker Band. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Justin.
Justin.
You're just in time. You're just in time, Mr. Ambulance Driver. Because DJ Diplo, one of the hottest acts on the Vegas scene, has overdosed on cocaine. And he will die unless we get him immediate medical attention. Knock, knock. Dwayne. Dwayne, his lungs, please, Mr. Ambulance Driver. Dwayne, DJ Diplo's lungs ain't filled up with fluid from the cocaine overdose. I'm not a doctor. Clearly I'm a wabbit. Clearly I'm Bugs Bunny. But I realize if we don't Dwayne DJ Diplo's lungs, he will dry. And then we will never have music again. Knock, knock. T-Mobile Arena 911 operator. That's where DJ Diplo is going into convulsions. You're going to get here quick. Knock, knock. You're in? You're in trouble, DJ Diplo. I'm Detective John Jones from the Henderson Police Department. We found the illegal drugs in your pocket. These are very dangerous pills, Mr. Diplo. And despite your record sales, you will be going to jail for many, many years for your legal transgressions. Oh, God. All right. We got time for a couple more. God. Oh, shit. How did Penn, Rio entertainer Penn, if you're familiar with the casino, how did Penn make Teller disappear? Well, he flushed the toilet. Don't send that to him. Okay. We got a couple more jokes, folks. What was Paul McCartney? He doesn't come here. What was Paul McCartney, to celebrate his 70th birthday, what was Paul McCartney's gift to himself? Well, he threw all his Ringo Starr CDs into the trash. Hey, did you guys see, I don't think it would have played at the Beauty Bar. It's too big of a show. I don't know where it would have played. So many wonderful theaters and venues here in Las Vegas to choose from. And this would be the type of show that would have great interest, tourists and visitors to town. Did anybody happen to see the John Stamos variety show when it was on tour across these United States? I know he did a week at Harrah's in Reno. I have no idea where he performed in Vegas. Did anyone see Stamos's show, John Stamos, the actor? Anybody see the John Stamos variety show? Do you go to these shows here in town? Did you see John Stamos? Anybody see John's variety show? Folks, you blew it. Whatever they were charging, it was worth it. I saw the John Stamos variety show 2 weeks ago in Santa Barbara, California. I had a night off and I caught Mr. Stamos' show. And this show is sensational. It's the best show on the circuit. You've got to see it. The show starts out not with Mr. Stamos, but with a little 2-year-old kangaroo from the Sydney, Australia Zoo. This little kangaroo hops out onto the stage and does a series of comical dances and figure eights as jovial music plays over the PA. This goes on for about 4 or 5 minutes. And then this little kangaroo, bless his little heart, he reaches into his pouch, which has been pre-packed with all of Stamos' bowel movements over the last 48 hours. He reaches into his pouch, pulls out these old stale Stamos feces, and thrusts them into the fool faces of everyone in the front row. That's how the show starts. But it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. Because in Act 2, Stamos himself takes the stage, yeah. John Stamos, without a word, walks to the front of the stage without a word. And he unbuttons his pants. And he unzips his trousers. And he drops them to the floor around his ankles. And then Mr. Stamos drops his drawers. John Stamos turns around and bends over and whistles a medley of Little Deuce Coupe 409 and Surfing Safari out of his own asshole. You gotta see this show, folks. This is a sensational show. This show has got it all. But I think the third act was my favorite. Because in the third act, Stamos again, himself, John Stamos, takes the stage, this time accompanied by a donkey, a mule, from the St. Louis Zoo. And this mule is led to the stage, and then Stamos walks to the stage, and over the next few moments, John Stamos proceeds to masturbate this mule to completion, while standing to his left, the former lead singer of Frankie Goes to Hollywood performs an acoustic version of Relax on a 12-string classical acoustic guitar. You gotta see this show. You gotta see it, folks. This show has got it all. It's got it all. But what, my friends, what? What is the one thing, the one and only thing that you will not see at the John Stamos variety show? A full house. All right, we'll do one more. Where are you from?
Here.
This bar? Where are you from? Where were you born?
Las Vegas, like south part of town, like all the way down.
The lakes?
The south part of Las Vegas.
What's your South Park called?
Henderson, well, you can't be Henderson.
What's your birth certificate say? Let's just cut to the chase. Where were you actually born? Where?
Henderson.
Henderson, okay. Henderson. Oh, Henderson. Oh, Henderson. Yeah. Across from Vegas, there's a little town that's better than the rest. It's called Henderson. It's okay. It's better than them all, isn't it? Henderson is where I met my wife in a toilet stall. Henderson's a great town, folks. Okay, Henderson. I actually have a Henderson joke queued up. Unbelievable. That never happens. Usually people have all these obscure cities and states and I have no idea what to do. But I have a Henderson one. Why did the Henderson Fire Department, which incidentally, you guys should know this, Henderson's fire department is the best fire department in the entire state of Nevada. Did you know that? Number one for response time and for preventing fires from spreading. Why did the Henderson Fire Department fill one of the water tanks on one of their fire trucks with human shit and piss and spray it all over a fire? Well, because it was the arcade fire. Get back on the stage. Let's end this thing in style. After the show tonight, folks, we do have some souvenirs, DVDs, if you're interested in DVDs, compact discs, phonograph records. We've got it all. We'll be standing right here, right by the weird rectangle at the end of the bar. All right, we'll be there with Major Entertainer selling his new record, which is a sensational record. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, giving all the girls the eye. Brother, you don't know a nicer occupation. Matter of fact, neither do I. Then standing on the corner, watching all the girls. Watching all the girls go by. I'm the cat that caught the cream. Haven't got a girl, but I can dream. Haven't got a girl, but I can wish. So I take me down to Main Street, and that's where I select my imaginary dish. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, giving all the girls the eye. Brother, if you've got a rich imagination, give it a whirl. Give it a try. Try standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls go by. Saturday and I'm so broke. Haven't got a girl and that's no joke. Still I'm living like a millionaire when I take me down to Main Street and I review the harem parading for me there. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, underneath the springtime sky. Brother, you can't arrest a fellow for what he's thinking, or for the weird look in his eye. He's only standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls